Mayor de Blasio has announced a program to get rid of homelessness on the streets of New York City. The mayor wants the city to cooperate with religious organizations to establish 1,000 safe haven beds and 1,000 apartments designated for the homeless. De Blasio thinks he will get roughly half of the 3,600 individuals living on the streets into some form of shelter. It will cost about $100 million in 2021. In a statement, Cardinal Timothy Dolan of the Archdiocese and Catholic Charities said in part, quote, "I applaud the mayor's effort to address the street homelessness crisis in our city." Let's bring in tonight's A-plus panel. We're joined by Afia Yunus, immigration attorney, slightly to my political left. Good to see you, Afia.
You too.
And Matt Rooney, attorney and publisher of the Save Jersey blog. Good to see you, Matt.
Great to be here, Bill.
I'm going to start with you, Afia. I understand the Cardinals' position. I understand the mayor's position. You got almost 4,000 people living on the streets that don't go to the shelters. $100 million seems an exorbitant amount of money, and it doesn't address the underlying problem that people are homeless for many, many other reasons other than just lack of shelter.
Yeah, and I think two numbers don't make sense here. The 3,600 seems vastly lower than what is actually out there. And then the 100 million makes absolutely no sense. And he's saying that that's just for this 1 year of 2020. I mean, I don't know where this money is going. And it reminds me of the boulders in the Bay Area where we're addressing homelessness at the end, but we're not actually going back to the causes. And I think therein lies the fundamental problem.
Root cause almost sounds like a Republican. I agree, right? I agree. And if you turn a church into a homeless shelter, it ceases to become a church. I think this is a bit aggressive and pulling on heartstrings and not solving the problem. What do you think?
I agree with all that, Bill. I mean, look, on the one hand, I like when government tries to reach out to nonprofits and private sector organizations to craft solutions instead of just creating big new bureaucracies. I think that's a good thing. But it does always feel like Mayor de Blasio is picking numbers that sound great in press releases and then working backwards. Why this number? Why is it being spent? Wouldn't it be better to some degree if that money was given back to the taxpayers? Then maybe New York would have more robust economic growth like the national economy has at the moment, and we would have less homeless people.
Well, to that point, a $100 million investment could create jobs, could get people mental health help, addiction services. I mean, this is not to, maybe it's a crude example, but it's the kid cleaning his room and sweeping everything under the bed just so you don't see it.
Well, I think that's the problem. And here it's like, let's focus on the mental health issue. Let's focus on, if we're creating these beds, then what's happening after they no longer can be in the beds? So, even at the end and at the beginning, I think there needs to be solutions.
All right, thanks, guys.